discussion on this motion.
Request from Laura Newman, for basis of inspection once received legal determination from Superior Council.
It's really not the basis, it's the questions that remain, that they want information about. It's not the basis they've given us.
We're just requesting the questions.
That's right. What are you, why are you at it? What do you want to look at our records for? And this is purely to be able to get them the information that they need.
So it's a request for the information for their
An
inspection.
itemization of the information they're requesting and the questions that they have. Why are they
Right.
wanting to look at our records for that?
Did you have something else you wanted to add?
No, that sounds better than the
Okay.
basis for the,
Right,
correct
okay.
that.
Can we try that again, Mary Kay, without driving you nuts?
Request from Laura Newman, itemization, and, why? Request for inspection.
What request?
Let me restate. What questions does the administration have? And what information do they want to inspect in our records? So an itemization of the questions and the kind of information that they want.
Okay. We want that read again?
Okay, a request from Laura Newman on what questions does the administration have and what info do they want from our records? Okay, and then once that's received, a legal determination from Dan on how to proceed.
A legal opinion from Dan as to our obligation to provide that the legal obligation to provide that information. So that the board can then review the request.
All right, does everybody have clarity?
Can I ask why
On
we're
the
so
motion.
against just being open and saying, what do you need? Here it is. Like, I mean, I just don't understand. Like, who cares?
Well, you may not care, but the mayor believes that he has some legal right to this as opposed to simply working with us and asking us to explain some stuff. So this has to do with the legal issue. And I think it's important.
I don't see why we need to have to go through all this effort. Just let it be open, work with them, and just move forward. That's my opinion, but
I think it depends on the extent of what records they want, and how much, like Susan said, how much work is that gonna cause us to do? And you may think that's fine, but we'd like to know what that is.
And we've always been subject to the open records.
Fine.
Act, and, you know, we have a lot of records that they can inspect, we just don't know what they're asking.
If I could take a page from Mayor Bach's playbook, it's, you're gonna have to submit a request under the Open Records Act, and you need to specify what you're looking for. So, this is not out of character.
I'm gonna put on my council member hat. And, I understand what Jim's trying to do, and I am sympathetic, but I've gotta be consistent. When my colleagues have a question about urban renewal, they tend not to call you guys, they tend not to call Michael, they tend to ask me. I mean, they don't tend to, they always ask me. And I have been very consistent with them. Matter of fact, I kind of used very similar words to what Brian just said. You know what? I'll show them everything, I don't care. And so I need to be consistent with what I've said to my colleagues in the past. And I gotta tell you, we do a lot of things in the city right now that I don't agree with. And I understand that, you know, we file a lot of, that we're forcing CORA requests and things like that, and I don't always agree with it, you know. I think a lot of our problems can be resolved if we just talk to the press. We're open and transparent. And somehow we can't do that as a city nowadays. And I've been making that point a lot lately. And so if I think the city should be a little more open, then I think maybe we should. So I gotta be consistent with my prior statements.
I don't think this is a question of openness. I think it's a question of the legal structure of who we are and the legal structure of the city and how the two interact. And to me, it's not a confrontational question. It's not a question that doesn't say, here's everything that's available from us, we're an open book. It's a question that involves our attorney, and I think that's important for us to do. So that's why I'm gonna support the motion.
And the other reason for that is, if the city would withdraw their formal request with citations and simply say, we appreciate you sharing this information with us, we appreciated meeting with staff and your CPA, and we have other additional questions, can we come and talk to you more about that? And could you make your records available to us? Our position would be fairly clear, sure, come on down. But it's in the context of their formal request with citations that has precedence. And that's why I think it's really important that we get a legal opinion first, before we respond to that request.